Today we are looking at Jesus as the Son of Man. Every Christmas season, we go through this very wall calendar right here. It is 30 days of reflections on the names and titles of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And it really just helps us as a family take seriously the season
Yeah.
and enjoy it with vibrancy and with life and just behold Jesus in a greater way
Mm-hmm.
without all of the, forced, study and forced frills and all this. It just feels so natural, and it just makes the whole season come alive
Mm-hmm.
as well. And just for context, the title Son of Man appears over 80 times in the Gospels. This is like Jesus's favorite title for himself, perhaps. And it's very interesting, especially when we're talking like this video and the next video, the Son of God. We're really, what we're doing is we're talking about the incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
And to be clear, it is one person
Yes.
in Jesus Christ,
Yes.
two natures, his divine nature, fully God, his human nature, fully man,
Yes.
forever the God man.
Yep.
Right. And it's like, if you really want to deep dive into that, that's a whole separate video going into theology and church history on it. But we're going to read some scripture and talk about what does this mean that he's the Son of Man, and why does it matter
Mm-hmm.
for the Christmas season. So would you read Matthew 20:28 and share some of your thoughts on that?
Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. And I mean, Jesus' entire life was in service to his creation, to the people he loved. Obviously, before he's arrested, we see the Last Supper, where then he's, washing the disciples' feet. And a lot of times people go there for see, Jesus is a servant, so we're a servant, which is a great example. I'm not diminishing it, but his entire life, even to the point of his incarnation, he served us in such a way by becoming a man, still fully God, but he became a man. And not only just a man, he became a baby. And that's just his humility. He's showing us the Son of Man came to serve. And I think he and this is just my personal thoughts. I'm not saying this is take this to the bank, but I think why Son of Man and title is so important to him, because typically when you think of gods and kings, they're being served. So yes, he has that aspect and we do serve him, but he's I'm Son of Man too. I've come to serve and lay down my life and set an example to redeem you, to save you. And so I think the Son of Man is revealing his humility. It's revealing his servitude. Is that the word? And it's completing who he truly is as fully God and fully man. He is the God who came to serve. He's the God who came to lay his life down. He's the God who came and was beaten and nailed and rose again and all these things. And he couldn't have been our high priest. He couldn't have been our redeemer. He couldn't have been all these other attributes that we've talked about and that we're going to talk about if he was not the Son of Man and the Son of God. He had to be both, and he was and is fully both.
Yeah, and you're so right that the title and even the verse you read, it's revealing his humility, but then also that he gave his life a ransom for many. The reality is, you could go to whatever courthouse is in your city right now and say, I want to give my life a ransom for any prisoner. I want to give my life a ransom for anyone here on the court docket today. And you would be utterly rejected. You cannot do that. You do not have any authority to walk into a courtroom and to say, I want to change legal proceedings. But when you are the righteous judge and you add to yourself human nature and you become the Son of Man, so not only are you the Son of God, now you're the Son of Man. You absolutely can.
Sure.
And you can absolutely say, I've come to serve, and I also hold all divine authority in both hands.
Right.
And that's just mind-blowing, to think, because what some people will do is some people will overemphasize his divine nature to the detriment of his human nature.
Yes.
And let me be clear. He is fully God. I worship him as God.
Yes.
And you can never exaggerate or overstate his divinity.
Right.
And he never stopped being divine.
That's right.
But then at the same time, some people will overstate his humanity and make a social justice gospel and make a anthropological system that you view Christ through. And the problem is like, okay, well, now you're doing it to the detriment of his divinity.
Right.
But at the same time, I worship the God-man. I worship him, and he was everything that it meant to be man.
Yeah. He felt the pain. He felt the lashes. He wept. We saw him get angry in the temple and fashion a whip. Like, we saw him have emotion. We saw him, those human aspects. And that's why then it says that he's went through everything we went through, and he knows what we're facing, yet he didn't give in to the temptation. So he can actually, what does it say? He can actually
sympathize with us in our weaknesses.
Yep. That's it. That's good. Yep.
And I think the word of caution for this that I've seen is where people are like, oh, well, he's done this, so he understands the plight of whatever, right? I've literally seen it where it's like he understands the plight of homelessness. He understands the plight of being an immigrant. He understands the plight of being ostracized, of being belittled, and all of this, right? But it's like, okay, a bit of a stretch. I get what people are trying to say for modern verbiage and bring comfort to those who need it. But at the same time,
so much more than that.
What you can do in looking at him as Son of Man is reduce him to just a good teacher and a good moral philosopher, and say he's just here on a human level to connect with you and to say, like, as a good counselor, I see you. Which it's like, not only did he do that, he did it perfectly, and he showed us the perfect way to live. But he gave his life, and he rose from the dead. Like, he was the first fruits of the resurrection, and he did so with full divine authority. And so it's understanding as the Son of Man, it's like, it wasn't just this, I've come to understand you. It was that he did that while being perfect. And he did that to completely redeem us in every sense of the word, which is just so crazy.
And I think it's important to mention here too, is which we've kind of talked about, how he's fully, all his attributes and his names are connected. It's hard to just talk about the Son of Man without bringing up Son of God, without bringing up Redeemer, without bringing up the Lamb, Messiah. Like, he's all encompassing, like, and we only have 30 names, like 30 attributes. Like, there's so much more to him. And I think that's why it's so important we don't shy away from any of them or put one as more important than the other. Like, all of him is wonderful. All of him is beautiful. Yes, first and foremost, he's God. Like, that's obviously. But all names, all attributes are connected, and it's almost like we can't have one without the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're looking at him as a Son of Man, I mean, there's this thing, this prophecy in Daniel 7, verse 13 and 14. It's saying, basically, it's talking about like one like the Son of Man, right? It's talking about the Son of Man presented before the Ancient of Days. He comes on the clouds, and he receives everlasting dominion, right? So you have this distinction where it's like he's a heavenly origin, but he also has a human identification. Like, who is this Son of Man? Because he was given authority, he's given glory, and he has a kingdom that will never pass away. And so Jesus, like, when you're reading like Philippians 2, and you're reading really this whole idea that it's like that he would become like us, and that he would, different translations say different things, that he would empty himself, and that he would humble himself, that he would take on flesh to live among us, that he's a divine king who came as a humble servant, right? Do you want to read verses 6 and 8 of Philippians 2?
Yep. 6 through 8, or just
6 through 8, yeah.
Yep. Who, being in the form of God, did not consider it robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant, bondservant and coming in the likeness of men. And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death, even the death of the cross.
And this is what's crazy when you're thinking of Jesus, the God man, that he would literally become man. He would become like us. And we see that the end goal is that we would become like him. That not that we would become God, but that we would have eternal life, that we would be with him forever. We would be in union with him. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that he's the one who forgives our sins. He's the one who said himself that he came to seek the lost. And we're this revelation of him as the Son of Man is wild, because I think of it this way. He could have come as the Lord of hosts with heaven's armies,
right.
And he could have come and, completely taken it. He could have done things however he wanted, but he didn't come like that. He actually came as a baby. Like he was a baby in the womb, went through 9 months of gestation. He was born completely dependent, the God-man completely dependent in his human nature upon his mother and really his adopted father. And he grew as a child. Like he went through the entirety of the process of what it meant to be a man while still being
Fully
God. And it's just so crazy because it wasn't a disguise. This wasn't trickery. He didn't just have like the appearance of man. He did so because he's like, this was the means of salvation.
Yes.
And so during the Advent season, as we're understanding that he wasn't like an apparition. He wasn't a ghost. He didn't just look like a man. No, he was everything it meant to be man. But we can't divorce that from the next video, the Son of God. So every time we talk about this, we're very clear to not.
It's both.
Like they are without separation.
Yes.
And they are without distinction, and that there's no blending of the two. And church history has worked
through this
tremendously through this. Yeah. And there's so many great resources that you could read to really see like how did the church historically wrestle with this.
And I think it's something we're kind of always kind of wrestle with. Like we'll never fully comprehend what this actually like means and looks like. I know for me, Son of Man was a super important name and way for me to see him, because most of my life growing up, I understood Jesus was God. I understood he died on the cross for me. I understood that he loved me. But I always just kind of in the back of my mind thought, well, yeah, he's God though, so it probably didn't hurt. And then I remember realizing like, no, he felt every lash. Like he felt the nails go into his hands. Like he felt even the emotional pain of being betrayed, of being mocked. And when you take that aspect and that attribute away from who he is, like you're missing him. Like that reveals even a greater amount of his love, that he would humble himself to that point and go through suffering as God, limit himself so that he suffers as a man so that he could be with me forever. Like it helped me know him more, and that helped me love him more, understanding that he didn't just hang on the cross and feel nothing. Like he felt it all.
Yeah, and it's so complicated because there's so many, 10 years of being a youth pastor, that season of our lives. There are so many times we're talking about the incarnation with teenagers. It's like, okay, maybe we think about like, okay, consider like if an author was able to step into the book they created and become one of the characters, to save these characters and to bring them out of the book to be with them. And even then, that's a terrible analogy because it's so limiting.
Right.
And to think of the like if you've been in the room when your children are being born or someone else's children were born, you think of the intensity of that, and you think that like, but then this child came out, and this is the God-man child, Like, this is where your brain, literally, I believe when you hear this, by faith you will receive it. But then intellectually, you hit a wall.
Yep.
And you're trying to comprehend the weight, and you can't. And then you think through his whole life, like you were describing, and you think through his Passion Week, and you think through his crucifixion and resurrection, and trying to grasp the reality of this was the God-man, and he was fully man while going through this, and fully God simultaneously. It's literally, your mind hits a wall, and it's like, that's where you have to have faith in him as the Son of Man and as the Son of God.
Yep.
And this is why, man, for Advent, this is the best, because we're beholding him, and we are worshiping him, and we're remembering that he's forever the God-man, and he is forever faithful. He is forever the same. And that this wasn't just like a random last-ditch Hail Mary effort to try and save us, that this was the only way to save us and to redeem us, and he accomplished it.
Yep.
And so not only we were saved, we're being saved right now, and we will be saved in the future.
Yes.
But go ahead, check out these videos where we're going over 30 different names and titles of Jesus that you can use during the Advent season, and we will see you in the next one.